yourself any rest. Now, we all understand the concept of the comfort zone, and we all generally agree with the theory, or not even the theory, but I think we just generally accept that in order for us to grow and get better, we have to get out of our comfort zone, the proverbial comfort zone, which means we can't just do things that we are comfortable with, that we're used to, that are within our normal realm of behavior. We have to do things that are going to make us feel a little bit uncomfortable. Now, the interesting thing is, although all of us agree with this concept that we have to get out of our comfort zones in order to get better, we often still only do things that we're comfortable with. And when it comes time to do something that we're uncomfortable with, because we ask ourselves the wrong question, like, do I feel like doing this? Or will it feel good to do this? We end up never doing anything that pushes us out of our comfort zone, even though we all understand that all the success is allegedly on the other side of that comfort zone. Right? I mean, allegedly. We allegedly understand this, because if we really understood it, then we would push ourselves outside of our comfort zones more often. So I'm going to give you one simple tactic that you can use to hopefully start pushing yourself out of your comfort zone more often, and that is not allowing yourself the relaxation, not allowing yourself the time to sit down and just chill and recover and recuperate and let's just say rest or relax. Not allowing yourself the space to do that. And this could mean maybe just on the mental side sometimes, for those of you who are, let's say, for example, athletes. My background is in sports. As an athlete, you can't just always be moving all the time. You do need to actually spend some time off your feet and physically not doing things, physically resting. Why? Because your body actually does need to recover so that you're able to play better the next day and the next game. On the mental side, however, since most of us are not professional athletes, what I'm talking about here is not giving yourself the time to just sit around and do absolutely nothing. Instead, focusing on doing what needs to be done, going from one task to the next with little space in between. Now, this is a concept that, if you're familiar with my work, I've talked about this a bunch of times. I've probably, over the years, talked about this very concept 50 times. And I'm going to talk about it 50 more times in the future, just in case you were wondering. Why? Because people need to hear the same thing more than once in order to get it. And secondly, because sometimes people get the same point given from a different angle than when you gave it at the last angle. So the last way that I talked about this, maybe it connected with you, in this way not so much. And for some of you, it's the opposite. This one really connects with you. The last time I said it, maybe you didn't even see the video, or it just went in one ear and out the other. So any of you ever wonder if I'm repeating myself or talking about similar principles multiple times? The answer is yes, and that's on purpose. And I just explained to you why. And so what I want you to do with this is give yourself less breaks, give yourself less space in between tasks. Stop convincing yourself that you need time to relax and recuperate and recover. And instead, as soon as you finish task number one, go right into task number two. No break in between. Go right from one thing to the next thing. No, you don't need to. And this is what a lot of people say. I need to rest. I need to sit down for 5 minutes. I need to relax for a moment. I need to check my email. I need to respond to a couple of these text messages. You can do that on the way. I need to check my social media for 10 minutes just to give myself a chance to breathe and a chance to just collect my thoughts. You know, people say that I need a chance to collect my thoughts. No, you don't. Your thoughts don't need to be collected. They're already collected in your brain. All right, so what do you mean you need a chance to collect your thoughts? It doesn't really mean anything. It's this empty language that a lot of people use. And generally, this message, I'm giving it to the males out there, because especially the males out there who are in a relationship with a woman. Now, women, you all can get a break. You all can get some space. You all do sometimes need to just sit down and relax and gather yourself. If you've been cleaning the house and cooking and going to work and looking after the kids and doing all that, and now you need some space to go do what you need to do, like for yourself, taking care of yourself, the self-care time, okay, you go do that. Men, you don't get the same luxuries that women get. Why? Because this is just how society is. Men do not get the same luxuries as women, even if you're a single man. You don't get the same luxuries. Why? Because a man's value is in what he is able to produce and procure, whereas a woman's value is in her ability to reproduce and in her physical beauty. That's just what it is. I mean, I don't think anybody can disagree fundamentally with how this works. And this is how it works, whether you know it or not. And if you didn't know it, well, welcome to reality. This is how it is. So men, you don't get the same luxuries as women. You and a woman, if you're in a relationship one, y'all are not measured by the same measuring sticks. Y'all don't have the same mandates. Y'all don't have the same rules. And you will not be looked at the same way as a woman if you two do the exact same things. If you and a woman do the exact same things, you're going to lose. You'll be looked at as a loser, and she might get, all the perks and positive outcomes that life can possibly offer, because she's being measured by a woman's ruler, and you're being measured by a man's ruler. And it's a completely different game for each of us. I hope that's not news to any of you, but if it is, then again, I'm glad I'm the one to deliver it to you. So males, no breaks, no relaxation time, no time to rest, no time to gather your thoughts. Thought is instantaneous, so you don't need to gather it. It's already there. And the time that you spend thinking about what to do, if you took 1/3 of the time or 10% of the time, you still could have ended up with the same decision, let's just call it that, came to the same conclusion, and you could have started taking action a long time ago. So stop giving yourself these excuses, these pet excuses that you have been taught and you have habitualized through your socialization and people you've learned this from. Stop listening to those people, wherever you got this from, even if it's your own family members and friends and parents. Those are people actually teaching you the worst shit that you shouldn't be listening to. You want to learn shit that you really need to know and things that you really need to be doing, like right now, go to workonyourgameuniversity.com, have me as your coach, and let's get to work. Work on your game. Dre all day.